UW360 is proudly supported by BECU, a not-for-profit member-owned credit union. Pacific Office Automation, copy, print, workflow, and IT. Problem solved.
It is August in the Central American country of Guatemala. UW physician Dillis Walker is leading a group into a tropical region called the Gateway to the ancient Mayan Empire. But this is no tourist trip. Dr. Walker and her team traveled nearly 24 hours to get to this isolated town.
It is often known as sort of the corridor of death, sort of in Guatemala where the majority of the maternal mortality is occurring and neonatal mortality. Primarily indigenous areas, sort of in the 4 northern districts of Guatemala.
In these villages, a hospital is no more than a plain, small building on a simple street.
Guatemala in these areas have a maternal mortality rate of about 250 per 100,000 births, compared to somewhere like here in the US where you get about 15 per 100,000 live births.
The American team is called PRONTO. It's a Spanish acronym describing emergency obstetric and neonatal training. And that's why they have come to this rural corner of the world, to train Guatemalan doctors how to deal with emergency room deliveries. Dr. Walker developed this program and created the training aids at her kitchen table.
You know, when I trained, we trained on people. Now, students, residents train in simulation centers, which are multi-million-dollar centers that have all sorts of very high-tech machines to do the simulations with. Now, that is out of the reach to low-resource settings, so we had to develop our own low-tech simulator in order to do this, which we did, which we call PRONTO pants.
The idea is the key to helping the team save lives. The PRONTO PARTO pants are worn by a woman who is simulating childbirth. The team scripts a delivery scenario, and the doctors follow along, not knowing what could happen next. And the results are dramatic.
The participants have to act to what they see. So if the woman starts bleeding, then they will have to ask for a kind of medication to help contract the uterus. They'll have to go get that medication, open it up. We have an injection pad on the patient actress. They'll actually have to give the injection. If they're going to worry about the patient falling into shock, they have to take the blood pressure, and then we will give them the results, and they will have to respond in a very sort of what we like to say high fidelity manner as to what's going on. And when you see participants doing this, it's not like they're acting it out and laughing and joking. They feel like they're in the scenario, and they experience that sense of panic when things are going bad and you're not quite sure how it's gonna turn out.
It is real training in a real setting that is benefiting doctors not only in Guatemala, but also in Mexico, where PRONTO got its start. Now the PRONTO team is expanding its program again. They are reaching into Africa and villages in Kenya. Imi Yatis is a nurse midwife from the University of Nairobi who recently completed a fellowship program at UW Medicine. She has been in the delivery room where mothers and babies did not survive.
So people are eager to learn more. Then by doing that, they're able to impact more in the quality of care that is offered to the communities. Preventing some of these causes of maternal mortality is very possible because most of these deaths are preventable.
And that's the goal of this unique program.
I know it's kind of lofty saying that I think we actually save lives, but I also think we offer an experience to providers that gives them practice doing something that you don't usually get practice doing. Emergencies don't happen all the time. And here in the US, we practice obstetric emergencies, and what I'm trying to do is bring that practice, that relevant practice, to providers where it is needed most.